Okay, here we go. Here we go. A little late tonight, but we're gonna get it in. So let's get situated. Let me check my sound. Hang on, y'all. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. All right, y'all got a few people in here already, so we can go ahead and get on this thing here at the 2 minute mark. Got a few things I just want to talk about tonight in the flyweight division. We will definitely be talking about more bantamweights next week in the coming weeks. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I got about 8 of y'all so far, so make sure y'all hit the like always, just to make sure everybody gets a notification because they always ask me what time you go live. I'll be like, around 7. But they'd be like, I didn't get no notification. I just came on. It just came up 2 days later. But anyways, y'all, yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back to another stream. I just wanted to sit down and talk, man. I just wanted to sit down and talk here about, Valentina Shevchenko and moving forward. Somebody in the live stream yesterday, what's his name, James Press, he was just asking some different questions about Valentina and, how far can she go is, getting her title defenses in. Like, can she break some records? Can she break Jan Jones, his his record? Because his resume 11 title defenses. You know, and I mean, my answer to that, like right off top, is yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, I think she's like the only champion out of the whole UFC right now that could actually do that. Because like I said, the strawweight division is just so deep. Strawweight division is just so deep, and there's just so many different style clashes. I think a lot of y'all agree, right? Like strawweight, it's going to be like hot potato with the belt. There's going to be a point where Rose, she might get in like 2 or 3 defenses, I think, but eventually, if she just kind of lose her focus, is not prepared for a certain type of style, so and so they could get it. Then this person here is not good against Andrade or Joanna, and then boom, they could get it. So that's the one division where you could say it's really tough to see anybody going on a long title reign. And then you look at bantamweight. Bantamweight, Julianna Peña, she may have defeated Amanda Nunes, but certain styles in that division there could give her problems. Irene Aldana, Holly Holm. She could go. She could very much well go in there and defeat Amanda again, but that's just one of those divisions where I don't really see a dominant champion. Even if Valentina was at 135, I think that would be that one division, that would just be based off of size, really, where she couldn't reign supreme. But here, at flyweight, yeah, I think, whenever he asked me that question yesterday, I think she could very much well, tie with John Jones or surpass it, and then it's not, again, it's not her fault. It's definitely not her fault. I mean, it's kind of a gift and a curse. I mean, you just sometimes when you just have this much talent and no one else is as dedicated as you are, or maybe they just don't have the understanding of the science behind putting everything together to be a mixed martial artist. Like maybe they just don't have that, like Valentina, that it's something special, right? So with her and her division, I think, yeah, there's so many fighters that could step up and earn their title shot, but that don't necessarily mean that they're ready. Like, yeah, you could beat JK, and yeah, you could beat Lauren Murphy, and you can look good doing it. You can go on your 4 to 5 fight win streak, but I don't really think is anybody yet that can give her that type of trouble. That's why I just want to go down the list of these fighters here. Like, these are names that always come up. These are names that are coming up. Are they just going? Are they going to be tests, or are they going to be just another fighter on her resume to get her towards, 10 title defenses? Let's start there. I think getting a 7 or 8 is not going to be an issue. But getting to like 10 or 11, like, can any of these fighters stop that? I don't know. I mean, let's talk about them. I mean, let's start with Taila Santos first. Taila Santos, she's got her challenge coming up. What's the date? June 7th, right? Hold on, let me pull up a date here. I just want to make sure I'm right. June 7th, right? No, it's UFC 275. June 11th, sorry. June 11th, Taila Santos has the challenge in front of her. Title shot. I know a lot of people didn't think she wanted it, but she's got it. She's ready to go. What kind of test can she bring to Valentina? I mean, right off top, I think the one thing that Valentina hasn't faced at 125 from any of her opponents is this type of balance that Taila Santos has. Now, a good balance, physical strength and power. I think she's facing big fighters like Lauren Murphy, strong fighters like Jessica Andrade. But when you look at her frame, she just didn't have the type of frame and the type of height to utilize most of that. I mean, Valentina just played with her, right, for 2 rounds. But I think Taila Santos has a good balance here. If you look at her body, her height, she might be able to utilize some of this stuff on Valentina. Like I said, might. It's still a might. I think also her type of, I think her ability to switch between striking and her ground game, I think that's going to be something that's new to Valentina. Like I said, is it going to be an issue? I don't know. I just think these are some of the things that she's bringing that some of the fighters in the past didn't have. I don't think Taila Santos also has like an intimidation factor going in there. I don't think she's going to fight scared. That's another thing that I think a lot of other fighters in the past had. Like Jessica Eye, she didn't necessarily fight scared. At least, she was going into the fire. She just didn't have the tools to do what she needed, right? Like Jessica Eye was there. She actually did try to go for it, but to take down the first round, I mean, she was just getting lit up with body kicks. But I can't say she was scared when she was in there. Like, she went in there. Some of the other fighters like Lauren, as soon as they tasted the power, the speed, they went in respect mode, right? I don't think Taylor's going to be that type of fighter. If anything, I think she will keep trying. She will keep trying, even if she gets, jabbed to death or something. You know what I mean? Like how Jennifer Maia approached. They didn't have the technique. They didn't have the speed. What Jennifer Maia did, she just kept getting pieced up even into rounds 4 and 5. Like when she couldn't get it back to the ground, it was 4 and 5, just getting lit up, with these hard single strikes. So that might happen here with Santos, but you never know. Like Santos might have a good attack to the body. She does have some nice side kicks to the body. Used a lot of it on Lauren Murphy. Her pressure, her clinch game, her physical size, I think that can be a little bit imposing. Can she bring that intensity like she was a bantamweight? I think that's the one thing that's going to be a key here. Santos has a lot going for her, but she still needs to get, and that's the thing, like she's beat some solid fighters on the way up, but man, if she had knocked out more girls, I think she probably would be getting more respect from Valentina come fight night. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, it ain't fight night yet, but I'm just saying, like, Santos could almost get that Nunes respect. She might have it now, right? She might come in there with that type of respect. Like, she's seeing how she blasted out JoJo, how she could land big punches on Roxy. You know, she gonna have to be in that type of zone. You know what I mean? So I think Taila Santos promotes a big test here, but I think right now Valentina, she's just seen so many different styles, and I'm talking about going all the way back to bantamweight and having known how to handle big fighters at bantamweight. I don't think Santos will bring anything new. I don't think she'll bring anything new. I think it's all going to come down to her just being able to find those weaknesses on the fly here. That's what it's going to have to be. I think with Taila, it's going to have to be her finding weaknesses on the fly. I know y'all think that sounds impossible, but I mean, it's something that she has to do. As a fighter, you have to go in there and say, okay, I have to make this adjustment to what Valentina is doing. So hopefully they're studying every single fight. Hopefully they're studying everything she does on the ground. Because I know y'all think she's just a striker, but no, like, Valentina's a hell of a grappler. She can wrestle the hell out of you. She's strong, very, very imposing. I mean, when we saw what she did to Andrade, I'm like, yo, like, come on. That tells y'all something. That tells you that she is stronger than she looks. So Taila could impose her physical strength, but what if Valentina just goes in there, locks her up, and takes her for that ride, like she did Holly Holm a few times? And that right there could be the deal breaker for Taila Santos, So I think she definitely poses a threat, but man, like, winning the fight, tough call, man. I mean, she has a chance. Honestly, I think she has more of a chance than I won't say Pena yet. I'll say, like, more of a chance than Tate and Manon as of right now, just because of the style. I think she hits harder than Manon. She commits a little bit more than Manon. She sits down on her shots, and she's already proven as a solid grappler. I mean, we can go back and look at her resume. I mean, a lot of people don't want to give her full credit for fights outside of the UFC, but you have to. I mean, she was finishing a lot of girls, so that tells you she's still a levels above the rest, right? So Taila Santos, I think she can bring it. She'll bring a test, but I don't know, man. I'm even having trouble saying it's going to be like a split decision. Like, I don't even know if she could give us that type of tough fight. Just when I seen what Valentina's done throughout the years to now, and just how she adjusts on the fly makes fighters do what she wants to do. She can always choose what she wants to do, and that's the definition of a complete fighter. Not even, I'm not even gonna say well-rounded on this one. I'm just saying complete fighter. Valentina is a complete fighter, and I think Santos is on her way to being a complete fighter. And I think this fight is going to be a learning experience, if anything, for Santos. So I say, get it now. Get it now. Get it now, because this is how you learn. Like, I think Santos is going to get a lot from this fight, and it's going to take her to that next level. If she can go the distance and give Valentina some work, it'll be a good learning experience for her, in my opinion. Like, for some of the other fighters, no, it wasn't, because they didn't really do anything. They couldn't say that this is what works on Valentina. Let me do more of this, right? Lauren Murphy could, Jakagan, none of them could. Joanna, if anything, could. Like, Joanna's the one that Taila could go back and watch and see what she did right. Like, I think Joanna's volume and her physical strength was two of those keys in that fight that really took Joanna, helped Joanna take Valentina somewhat into the trenches. You know what I mean? Like Valentina wasn't like deep in the trenches, but Joanna took her somewhere because she got history. They fought 3 times in Muay Thai. So, this is their 4th time in the octagon. So eventually Joanna's going to be able to figure something out. But she's still one step behind because, again, Valentina just has more in her belt than she does, right? So that's what's crazy, man. Like Joanna, she showed her durability at this weight. Side note, I still would like to see her fight at 125. So yeah, Santos, I'm gonna put her on the side. I think she could possibly be a test. But I just think that this is gonna be the biggest name on her resume. We'll see. Let's see. Let's go. Let's talk Julianna Peña. Let's talk Julianna Peña. Julianna Peña. Let's say if she toured with the idea of moving down to 125. No, this ain't 135. So don't even jump on that. Don't even think I'm talking about Valentina going to 135 and going to give Peña's going to beat her at 135. We ain't talking that. We're talking 125. So let's say if Peña, she feels a little gutsy. Let's say after Tate gets knocked out of the way, let's talk Peña at 125. I'm going to put that in the comment section so y'all know. Peña at 125, not 135. I know she gave a little spirited performance for one round in their fight, 6 years, 5, 6 years ago. Let's talk Peña at 125. Peña, I think she could bring something to the table here. I think she could bring a few things, but the one thing that's going to be a factor, much like with Tate, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute, is the weight. I don't know. Like, but let's say the weight is good. Let's say the weight is good, all right? Let's say she can make 125 and she's looking good at 125. Let's say she got in one fight, didn't look sickly. Let's say she didn't look sickly at the weigh-ins and she got Lauren Murphy out of the way. Hypothetically speaking, let's just say that. So Peña's made 125. She's going into a fight with Valentina. Can she be more than the test? I think so. I think she can. I think she can in this one because, for one, Peña's recklessness and her pressure style, I think that's what you need to offset Valentina. And the one thing people do wrong in a Valentina fight is they always let her set her feet. And I think what Julianna Peña did right in the first round of their fight was how she just pressed Valentina, never let her really set her feet in that fight because Valentina is dangerous when she starts getting into a groove on her feet. Y'all know that. She can measure range well. She can, set her power shots up the way she wants. I mean, her kicks are, landing to the body, front kicks, whatever, So Julianna Peña came in with the right game plan of taking her off of her feet and keeping it pressed and landing knees to the body, So if she has that same type of strength at 125, I think she could be definitely a fighter that takes it into a competitive realm with Valentina Shevchenko. And you can't be predictable with the tie clinch. Like, so many people think she was going to win that fight doing the same thing. But no. Like, I watched it again myself. I said, no, that ain't happening because eventually Valentina's going to pick up on that and she's going to adjust like she did in that first round. Like, y'all go back and look at that one knee that Julianna Peña threw. Valentina was waiting for it. As soon as that knee came up, she caught it, boom, took her down, right? That's how it happened. So the attack has to be a variety. That attack has to be a variety. Julianna Peña's got to have that attack plus more attacks from mid-range, more dirty boxing. It can't just be a tie clinch, And I think that's a lot of stuff she's been working on. But, like, I think one big key here, and I'm not just, not just because she did it in Nunes, the jab is the key. I think Pena's jab is going to be a key in that fight. A long, straight jab down the pipe. A long, straight jab down the pipe is how you disrupt a striker. Any fighter that's going to stand in front of you, or any fighter that you can keep at a range, you need to establish a jab. And if Pena can keep a jab in not Nunes, Shevchenko's face, it could open up the straight right hand. That could open up the body lock. That could open up kicks to the body of her own. Jab opens up a lot of opportunities. Hard jab opens up your opponent, right? So this straight jab that she's been working on, I think is definitely a key to helping her disrupt Valentina, right? Let me see here. What is her reach? Like 69? Yeah, she's got a long reach. I always thought of like 70 something. Like Julianna Peña looks long. Let me see, not 70, but 69-inch reach to Valentina's 65 and a half. So she got like a 3.5-inch reach. And I think it could be an advantage for Pena. Pena knows how to use it, So Pena definitely could use that jab, her physicality, and the fact that she doesn't, the mental, she doesn't have that intimidation factor in. Hang on, let me plug this charger in. Okay, let's see here. So, like I was saying, y'all like it 20 people. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure you do that. Yeah, you got like more than 6 people in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button while I'm going through and just going through my points on these fighters here real quick. Let's see. Yeah, so do that. Hit that like button. More than 6 people in here. Talking trash, probably. I'm going in right here. All right, Julianna Peña. So Julianna Peña, okay, 22 people. Okay. So yeah, y'all coming through. All right. Julianna Peña has a lot of factors that could make an interesting fight. Like she's the one I think could really bring something to the table. I think again, her mentality, if she can keep it under control at times, she can get it. I think she can really do something that some of these other fighters haven't done. Because I'm sure, Julianna Peña, she's like, come on, she's not one of those people slacking. She's like one of them students of the game that's studying a fighter. I'm sure after she lost that fight, she said, I got to study Valentina, And she did that before the fight, because why do you think she came in with an approach that was working somewhat? She just didn't know how to turn down her recklessness, and she did some stupid things. And the thing about it is, I like the fact that she said she was stupid in that fight, because I said it. She acknowledged the fact that she was stupid in that fight, because I was like, oh, Pena, you stupid. I was like, what are you doing? You gave it up. Because I think I picked Pena to win that fight way back. I mean, I don't know if I said that before, but I did pick Pena because I thought that, her grappling would have been a big factor, but I also thought her size would have came into play, just how she uses it, But moving forward, like I said, at 125, if she could look good at the weight like she does at 135, her straight punches could be an issue here, because she's going to take chances. She's not going to sit back and wait. I don't think she's going to try to let Valentina lead like most people do. She will come with 1-2s. And if she come with a higher volume than Valentina, that could be the problem. Joanna threw some good shots, landed a few on Valentina. So I think it just comes down to letting your shots go and then switching it up. Right. But yeah, I think she would be the one that's mostly a test here. But let me go into let's go to the right. I was just kind of going on orthodox here. Let's go to Miesha Tate though. No. I'm gonna say Miesha Tate here. Let's go to Manon Fiorot. Let's say Manon does get by Valentina Shevchenko. Excuse me. She's get by Jennifer Maia. Manon, I think honestly, look. Well, no. I won't say she'd be the easiest for Valentina to adjust to. I think she would probably be, Manon, right now with what she possesses, I think, going off of, the least experience out of the four here, she could be the easiest opponent on here. She could be. And I'm just going off of styles. Look, y'all know I'm a fan of Manon, but I think fighters that give Valentina space and fighters that box, fighters that strike, that's going to give her the thinking space that she needs. Much like Rose versus Joanna, Rose versus Zhang Wei Li, Caitlin and Valentina, those type of fights are what I think Valentina likes more of. So, yeah, Manon, she presents a very brutal style on this level of flyweights that she's beaten. But I just think out of these four, like if it was just to be a striking match, that would be the easiest for Valentina Shevchenko style wise. Again, you never know what Manon could do. Maybe Manon, like I said, she's gonna be more of a physical fighter in there, which she could. And that's why I say it's going to be important that she shows her well-roundedness in a fight with Valentina, because if she was to try to just strike with Valentina, it's going to be timing versus speed. And somebody that's been timing fighters time and time again, it's going to fall into an easy pick them apart fight for Valentina. So I think Manon would have to be in a mode where she would, much like these big fighters here, she would have to mix it up. She'd have to fight hella dirty. You would have to initiate clinches and break. When you break these clinches, you have to be throwing elbows and hitting on the inside. It can't just be like a clean striking match from a distance here. Valentina wins that match all day, I think, So for somebody like Manon to be a real test, it's going to have to be her tools versus Valentina's, not just one tool that's going to dominate. That's why I've been looking at a lot of what Manon can do, even on the ground, like in wrestling. Yeah, she's physically strong. Like she's been handling a lot of these girls, even on the lower circuit. I just think again, Valentina's been doing it on the UFC level for so long that it's gonna be tough to see if she can really, really go in there and like bag rounds back to back, or make us say, "Oh wow, I can't decide." Manon won that round of Valentina. It's just one of those situations. Like she has the speed, she has the footwork, but going into this Jennifer Maia fight, we got to really see her put a stamp on her power here too. Like her power and her finishing ability is there. We know that, but like on a higher level. Like honestly, like to make a lot of people even think she's gonna be next and that she's gonna be a credible opponent for Valentina, I think she's gonna have to go in there and really like brutalize Jennifer Maia to the point it's like she makes Jennifer Maia look like she doesn't belong in the UFC, right? So eventually, as time goes on, I think Manon is going to be a much polished fighter here, and she's going to be part of this elite in the rising up of the flyweight division. But I don't know, man. I don't know if she can go in there and do what I think like the fighters like Pena could do if they Pena moved down. But let's see here. I'm gonna go to this fourth fighter here. Let's see. Last but not least. Or last because she is least of the bunch. I'm just playing. All right. Miesha Tate. All right, Miesha Tate. Let's say Miesha Tate moves. Well, she already moved down to 125. Let's say if she makes that move, the UFC makes that move for her, and she gets the title shot after Lauren Murphy, which I don't think she deserves. Let me get that out of the way before y'all think I'm saying that Miesha Tate gets a title shot. I never said that. I mean, I'm already said like she needs one or two more fights. And I still think Lauren Murphy could beat her. But anyways, Miesha Tate, let's say she does beat Lauren Murphy and the UFC feels the need to give her a title shot. Like, what kind of test could she really bring to Valentina? Well, the one key factor here when I look at with Miesha Tate that just spells, how can I say this? Red, there'll be blood, is her lack of defense. Her lack of defense. Granted, Miesha Tate's been on this high level for a long time, but when has she ever really just gone on like a dominant streak? Huh? When has she ever gone on like a dominant streak and just made you say, oh, wow, like she's got everything together. Like she's going to go in there and destroy. Right? And then we ain't even talking about the Miesha Tate from 5 years ago? We're actually talking about this Miesha Tate of today that beat Rohari Renault, who was on her way out, and then got pieced up by Ketlin Vieira. So we're talking about somebody got pieced up by Ketlin Vieira, who has slow hands and no killer instinct. Slow hands and no killer instinct. Taking on a dominant champion in Valentina Shevchenko, whose hands are, I mean, to say they're faster, I mean, that's an understatement, right? There's an understatement to say Valentina's hands faster. I mean, come on, Valentina has the killer instinct to go in there and finish, and she has the stand-up and the strength to control. So let's say even if Miesha Tate goes in here and she does make weight and looks good, she's strong and beats Lauren Murphy. Let's say she does beat Lauren Murphy and they give her that title shot. What kind of threat is she really to Valentina at this point? Honestly, Manon has the least bit of experience, out of all the four up here, I'd say, it's Pena with the most experience, then Tate, then Santos, then Manon, of course. But I think Miesha Tate's threat level is actually lower than Manon Fiorot. Like, I just think we still need to see more from Manon. So I know that the experience level could carry Miesha Tate in some ways, but as far as like her threat level, I just don't see it. Because for one, Manon, I say her threat level is higher because she's in a hungry state. She's a hungry state. She's big. She's strong. She's a lot more brutal than Miesha Tate. She's on the giving end of the blood. Like, she's not on the receiving end. Like, most people, they see a fighter with a beat up face and they be like, oh man, that person's tough. But no, that means that person just got a lack of defense. They like to get hit a lot. Right? So Manon, though I said that she could fall into that style where Valentina could capitalize, I still think she has a lot more to offer going into Valentina fight with her mental, her threat level, and the tools that she might surprise you with. But Miesha Tate, though, man, I think Miesha Tate, she could be target practice for a fighter like Valentina. If you spend time on the outside like she did with Kelly Vieri, I think this is what Valentina would want. Valentina, um, unlike Holly, of course, Valentina doesn't throw volume like that, but she hits harder and she's quick. She's quick and hits hard. And even if you come from that school where, okay, you face these brutal fighters and you traded before toe to toe, the punches that you don't see, they hurt the most. They sting the most, and they get your respect. Because let's look at Valentina and no, Lauren Murphy and Andrea Lee. Lauren Murphy all day long against Andrea Lee, they could trade, rock 'em, sock 'em. They could trade. She didn't mind taking a punch from Andrea Lee because she see a lot of it coming. She could take the punch. But the minute she got in there with one round with Valentina, she got stung with that right hook. I think it was stung with a right hook. One right hook earned her respect. She got that respect because it was like, oh, where did that punch come from? You know what I mean? Like she said it herself. Like she took one hit from Valentina. She's like, oh, I didn't know it was going to be like that. I was like, what's that? So them type of punches are what Miesha Tate's never really taken before. She took quick combinations from Holly Holm round after round. She got pieced up, heavy 1-2s, but she can take them because she can see them. Kelly Vieri, big girl, telegraph shots coming though. She can feel them. She can take them. She got a chin. But the quicker the shot is, and you don't know where it's coming from, those are going to sting. And I think those are what's going to put Miesha Tate in respect mode, like the robotic fighters. You know what I mean? Like the fighters like Lauren, and like even if JoJo got to that level for some reason, like if JoJo was there, those type of brawlers, they'll get picked apart. I mean, you look at what's his name, Floyd Mayweather and Arturo Gatti. Rest in peace to Gatti. I mean, everybody thought he had like a brawler's chance. Shoot, when Floyd kept him at a distance, Floyd was tearing him up. Floyd was lighting him up from a distance. I mean, he was getting hit by shots that Floyd was just trying out. You know what I mean? So I think the same situation goes here where Valentina is going to keep her at bay and just kind of pick her apart. But if one crazy moment she gets on the inside, I think Valentina's going to have full control there. Because again, I don't think Miesha Tate's ever faced this type of physical strength, especially at 125. Valentina's already proven to be the strongest flyweight at this level. And I don't think just because Miesha could do this to fighters at bantamweight, she's going to come down and just control somebody that's physically made for this division. Valentina's already said it in her interviews that she feels her best here because, 135 was too big. This is the weight that she walks around closest to. So that's where she's going to feel mostly physically able at. Right? But, I mean, let's look here. Because I really do think, like, this fight, a Shevchenko Tate fight would kind of fall into the same category as Shevchenko versus Murphy. Just because of the ability to expose weak defense and slow hands. Like, don't be surprised, if you get to the ground, you see Valentina get that back and just submit Miesha Tate now. Or she just pieced her up for 5 rounds or stopped her. Because let's see here. Looking at Miesha's resume, gets hit a lot. She gets hit a lot. So imagine someone with this type of speed cracking her. I told you it's going to just keep her in the zone like same way Lauren Murphy was. Never felt it before. Stings too much. Takes you out of your game plan. I think that's how it would be. Now, Miesha might get in a few body kicks here and there, just because, if you let your hands go let more than one or two go, you'll get something in. But I still think she's right for the picking, man. You know. So yeah, I think, man, Valentina could very much well be on her way, man, to just getting her record-breaking title defense resume. Um, I know she's going to get to 8. She's going to get to 9. But if Taylor wins, I won't be like shocked, but I'll be kind of surprised. Shocked, but not shocked, but like I'll just be surprised that, oh, wow, somebody did it. But at the same time, with what Taylor has, and if she's able to level up, then that'll just kind of, put a stamp on what I believe that she carries into the flyweight division. You know what I mean? But I think Miesha, her time is just past. You know what I mean? I think Miesha Tate, her time is just past to really compete on a level with somebody that has never taken a break. But all the while, she hasn't taken a break, but she hasn't taken a lot of shots, right? Valentina's been in the game for a minute, but she also taken very little punishment. Like Miesha Tate took more punishment in the Ketlin Vieira fight than I think Valentina has throughout her last 10 fights, right? I mean, yes or no? Yes or no? Miesha Tate taking more punishment in the Ketlin Vieira fight more than Valentina has in her last 10 fights. Might say it's over exaggeration, but I mean, it sounds about right. I'm just saying. But to me, I think Peña's that one that does bring a lot to the table. I think the only way she could really truly secure like a win over Valentina is if it really truly is at 135, though. I'm just saying, like, we just playing that, okay, maybe if she went down to 125, she could be tough, right? So yeah, let me see what y'all talking about here in the comment section. DJ Pat Stone, what's up? He said, can imagine if Valentina had a sharp strong uppercut. Yeah. I mean, she turns her shots over nicely, you know what I mean? Let's see, Lafayette said maybe a catch weight at 130. Maybe. I would rather see it at 135, 125 though. I mean, if they did like 130 catch weight, they should make like a BMF belt for women. I want to see some type of belt on the line. Java says Chev isn't mid/close range operator to work with uppercuts at all. I think an uppercut is something a fighter needs against Valentina. I think the way she kind of keeps her arms apart. I think if you can get it time right, you can make an uppercut work on her. But man, her basic shots are like killer. It's just that speed. That's what I'm saying. Like most people just get thrown into a zone and they can't get out of it when she gets you into it. Yeah, for the position that she's in, I don't really think, uppercuts aren't really like key to her victories. But yeah, I mean, if she becomes more of an inside thing, she approaches with more of an inside game, she could have a killer uppercut. Right. But yeah, man, that's kind of pretty much all I wanted to go through tonight, man. I just kind of want to talk about this situation here. Like, these names come up as far as, who could beat her, who could end the streak. I mean, there's just a time when you have to respect a champion's work ethic, and the resume speaks for itself. Like, it's not just solely based off of skills. Like, when you're just talking about 125 and what she's done and how she's done it, it's really hard to just pinpoint somebody in this division that could beat her, right? That's just my way of thinking. But if any, the ones that are closer, the ones that are pure flyweights, like Santos and Manon, they could be that one. Because Pena, she might never move down to 125. Miesha Tate, I just don't think she's got those keys, man. I just don't think she's got those keys at 35 years old, and after a long break, lost to Ketlin, and still has the task of Lauren Murphy. I just don't see her being that test. That's why I just want to put her up here, because she could be one of them ones that people are saying she's a threat. They're gonna hype her up if she beats Lauren Murphy. But we just they're just kind of living off the name from her days with Ronda Rousey. But I just don't see her being that. She just can't be that competitive against Shevchenko. I'm sorry. We'll see. Get in there wrestling. We'll see what can happen. But I just think Valentina is just too clean. Somebody with that type of defense of Miesha Tate is just the type of fight that's kind of tailor made for Valentina. Mark said, I also think that Santos' strength is a key to victory, but I think that Val's used to fighting at 135 and had to grapple with Holly and Peña in the clinch. I can't imagine that Santos is stronger than them. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I won't be surprised if Valentina, takes her for a ride like she did, like she did Holly. Because, Holly is physically strong. Like, Holly is very strong. And yeah, I don't know if Santos is that strong, but yeah, she might get scooped up. Santos, that is, she might. I mean, and I wouldn't be like, whoa, Moses of Valentina looks like she's getting better with each fight. Hasn't plateaued yet. Nah. I don't think she will, because I think she's prepared for every battle. She just prepared for every every predicament in there. She's ready for. She can whoop them any way you try to deal it out. GG Genesis, what's going on? Let's see. Like, who else? Like, yeah, that's what I said. Some of them are just like hyped to build up to Valentina, which is Miesha Tate. But then there's the ones that are actually working and do have some, brutal styles about them. They have kill switches like Santos and Manon. But then, you got the experienced fighters like Julianna Peña, who've been there and done that before. Didn't go her way, but, she could do a little something. But other than that, I mean, if they can't do it, I mean, Valentino just continue to dominate until she's ready to go. And I don't think she's anytime ready. I mean, she said that before when people ask her that question, Let me pull up these UFC defenses here. Defense record. She'll be breaking a couple people's resume on her way up. Let's see, she broke Joanna's, right? And Ronda's, right? Let's see. Who do we have in the top 5 here? GSP had 5. Wait a minute. Where is that page with all of them? Wait a minute. So John Jones had 13. Silva. Oh, winning streak. Never mind. Winning streak. Winning streak. Winning streak. Yeah, John Jones' longest winning streak he's went on is 13. Okay. DJ Paston, so I don't think there's anybody else putting better than putting down opponents than Valentina. No, I mean, no, not really. Mm-hmm. Ulysses said nobody can beat Valentina. Just say it. I can't say nobody. I mean, I guess I always say the chances are looking slim to none, but I just can't say something is final. You know what I mean? Like, of course, yeah, I'm giving credit all day, but I just can't say nobody. I mean, there's always going to be somebody that can beat somebody. I mean, as of right now, no. Like, she's just dominant, but I've said that before. Mark says so wild because Murphy, Maya, Chikig, and I basically didn't even touch Valentina. I don't even consider Carmouche. Yeah, that was a fight I can't even really like consider either. I mean, like that was just there. Joanna was the only one that did anything significant, right? Yeah, Joanna was the only one that did anything. So if you look at some of the things that her and Pena did, you know, be physical, um, be physical like Pena, have a high work rate, high energy like Joanna. It's very much some of the keys right there. If you can put those things together, that'll get you what you need, or at least steer you in the right direction. Or if you got power like or like Amanda that can, you know, get that respect and keep you at a back foot, yeah, and keep you from attacking. Yeah, I just can't say it, man. I just can't say it's like nobody. Like we can't say nobody because she has lost before. Like whether you want to believe that losses or not, she has lost before. Like even undefeated fighters out here, I can't say nobody can beat so and so. So I mean, at the moment, there's just a few people at the top that can't do it. Mark said Val has a habit of making very good fighters look like trash. Except I like Santos, but I'm hard pressed to see why Santos would be any different. Santos not better than Joanna. Yeah, it's not the fact that she's better. I'm not really going in with the fact that Santos is better than Joanna or comparing it that way. I'm looking at styles, you know what I mean? Like she might have something style wise, you know, that could give Val some fits in there. Like I think, you know, again, Joanna's been in there like 4 times, you know, of course, 3 Muay Thai fights in an MMA fight with Valentina. So she kind of went in with the energy like I've been here before, and I'm not going to be overly respectful to her. You know what I mean? Because she's felt her power even in Muay Thai fight. So I think it came with Joanna being much more built to do it because she is a more established fighter. But, you know, we never know. Like Santos could have something that just throws off the game, you know? Mojo said consecutive title defenses. I think Mighty Mouse at 11 and Silva at 10. Okay. Yeah, because who was in the chat yesterday? James Perez was saying John Jones has the record. Is it John Jones? I always kind of thought it was Mighty Mouse. I always want to call him Danger Mouse, but it's Mighty Mouse. Or is it John? It's John, right? Yeah, John's got 11. Yeah, John's got 11. Silva's got 10. They only get, wait a minute, where's and no. John Jones and Mighty Mouse has 11. Silva has 10. And GSP has 9. Okay. So yeah, DJ and John Jones, they both have 11. Ulysses says DJ. They got both of them here at 11 though. Oh man. Yeah, man. Make sure you hit them likes. Come through, have some good conversation here. I know today I was just kind of talking more because I wanted to kind of go through and I just was trying to go through some of these fighters that have a chance and don't really have a chance, and looking at what Valentina's seen before. DJ Passos, I read a quote that says, "I'd rather be lucky than good." Yeah, some people. I've heard some people. Some people live like that though. You know, living with that luck, because sometimes that luck is like carries you. When you're good, that doesn't necessarily mean that the times won't be bad. You know what I mean? Mark Ruff said, "I'm with you. It's about the style." Yeah, yeah. Smash that like. Hey, Brian said. Zaman said, style wise, Aaron Blanchfield is the one. She's too green and might be too unathletic. Snamus, I think John has the win streak. DJ has the title defenses. Okay. I think that's probably what it is. But they got here John Jones defense is 11. Last title defense, February 8th, 2020. And they got DJ down here, 11. Last title defense, 2017. I'm going to go with DJ, though, because it seems more like he's the one. And Val is tied with Ronda right now, right? She broke Joanna's resume. So with her at 6, then yeah, she's only got 4 more fights to do it in. And there's her 4 right. No, just those are her 4 title defenses right there. No, Taylor might do something. Man. I ain't going to, man, if she did, I'd be cool with that. Like I said, if Taylor Santos wins, I wouldn't be like, whoa, shock. But I'd be like surprised that, oh, wow, she found some way to do it. Even if it is by decision, I'll be like, wow. But that rematch is going to be coming and it's going to be hell. Lafayette said Danger Mouse. Yeah, I remember that cartoon. Gabrielle, what's up? She said, unless Val thinks about how Amanda just lost and that gets into her head, but I doubt that. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's not on her. I don't think she's even in that realm. Stan said DJ was interviewed recently saying he thinks Val is the most likely UFC champion to beat his record. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, he's pretty much right. I think she is the only one. I mean, Usman, he's dominant, but Usman gets hit a lot. Some of his fights, he's been kind of, I won't say skating by, but Usman at times, he'll kind of scare you with the way he gets hit. What about y'all? I mean, Usman, he will kind of scare you when he get rocked. Like when he got rocked by Burns, Kobe Covington rocked him in that rematch. I know y'all ain't think y'all saw that. I mean, he sunned Kobe Covington, but Kobe Covington got in some good shots. Usman got rocked in that fight in the rematch. And when somebody get hit that many times, you got to say their dominance factor ain't as high because, he thinking of being offensive and you leave yourself open with your offense like that. So I think he was very much in trouble a couple times in fights where you never see Valentina in trouble like that. Yeah, I thought, yeah, like I know I wasn't the only one standing, but I mean, the way Burns rattled Usman had my heart in my neck. It did, man. Like when he got rocked, I was like, oh, he going down. But I was like, no, he gonna show that next level. He got back into it. So, but that was like, it was uncalled for. It didn't have to happen. It was just his approach. But as soon as he came into his jab, everything turned out okay. But he made a big mistake in that round. I might go back and look at that round one day here, and we'll look at it. But yeah, Marcus Bell, what's up? He said Usman believes so much in his striking he thinks he can box Canelo. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do a video on that. I think I already Canelo stops him, man. Canelo will stop Usman. Like Usman ain't felt the power of Canelo's body shots. Come on. Canelo stopping 175 pounders out here. You know, I'll break that down nice and easy for you. Canelo by stoppage. Canelo stops Usman with the same shot Burns landed. Let me put it that way. You know what I mean? Like Canelo has all kinds of shots in his arsenal that a lot of MMA fighters never seen. Like no disrespect or like say anything bad on Usman, but Usman would leave that fight concussed. The same way Conor left the Floyd fight concussed, Usman's gonna leave that fight concussed with a concussion. I'm talking about you talking about angles of punches where Canelo's just putting all his hips into it. I'm talking his feint left hook to the body where he goes up to your head. He splits your guard with the right uppercut. His overhand right, his left hook. Hell, he don't even jab half the time anymore. Canelo just commits to hard lead left hooks that will bust your behind. And Usman ain't got no hair either, man. He gonna feel every bit of that leather. I ain't playing. Anybody want to argue with me on that? I'm telling you, look, Canelo been watching him since he was 15 years old. Dude, kid turned pro when he was like 15 or 17 years old, something like that. He been beating grown men for a long time. I mean, the guys that go the distance with Canelo, you gotta give them a lot of credit. Like the boxers that can, but Usman believing, like Marcus said, believing too much in his boxing, that's MMA jab. That's MMA jab. That ain't a boxer's jab. The MMA jab, you know, you leave it hanging or you overcommit to it. That Canelo right hand comes over the top and flatlines you, like Stamina said. Yeah, Mojo, Canelo's liver punches. Like, I love his body punches. His body punching is crazy. Brian said that's the thing with Usman. He always levels up with adversity. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Like, I got scared in that fight, but when he leveled up, I was like, okay. We're back. Yeah, Lafayette said Canelo bust him up in the ring boxing. Yes. Like Ulysses said, he's fast and he hits hard. Brian Williams said Usman don't believe that. He's just trying to get that boxing money. I take that. You take that beat down too. Would I do that? Sure, why not? It's not like I'd be fighting Tyson. I would do that. Give me a check for 70 million. Yeah, I'll fight Canelo for 70 million. I'm gonna be holding all night. I'm gonna be on the bike all night. I'm gonna be tying him up all night, just trying to spin out the way and bouncing, moving for 12 rounds. That's all I'm gonna train for. I'm gonna just train to move for 3-minute rounds. And let's not even talk Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. We ain't even gonna talk about that. We know how that would go. You know what I mean? We know how that would go. Thomas said Usman so slow, Canelo finished him under a minute. Yeah, Trevor Whitman better check Usman on that right away, man. Just be like, yo, Usman might wind up losing something in that fight. Usman gonna wind up losing something in that fight and just feeling like, oh man, like, I can't strike anymore, even in the UFC. But yeah, that was that's why I say, Valentina is probably the most dominant champion, just because of the fact that she's prepared for everything. It's kind of a mixture of both when you look at it. Like, what do y'all think? Is it a mixture of both with her division? Is the competition level not as good as strawweight? And is it also her skills are that just that good? What do y'all think? Answer that question for me, y'all. Like, is it a mixture of both? Valentina is just that good, and it is also that the flyweight division isn't as sharp as the strawweight division. It's not as competitive. I mean, when you combine the two, that just spells dominant champion, right? Because yeah, Rose is good. Rose is a very good fighter, but her division is just so thriving with all of these styles and good fighters that it's hard to see her go to 6, 7, 8 title defenses, right? Because y'all know it too. You said Carla wins, the belt's just gonna be jumping from champion to contender to contender, right? But here it's like flyweight has good fighters. They have good fighters, but it's just like they're still not like established like how Marina does, Zhang Wei Li did, Andrade at 115. Brian Williams says the skill gap. Yeah, he says the skill gap. Yeah. Yeah, definitely is. Like, I mean, we don't take away the work ethic, dedication to Valentina all day, nah, but like it's definitely that skill gap that's making it so unreal for any other champion or anybody else to get that belt. Mark Roberts said Holly, Nunez twice, Pena, Joanna are probably the hardest fights in WMMA minus Cyborg. Comparatively to Val, Santos may feel like easy mode. Maybe not. I hope Santos does well. Yeah, that's true. But I always try to go back and analyze. This is just me, Mark. I'm just speaking for me, but like I would try to analyze like where they went wrong and where Santos could go right by watching them. You know what I mean? Like Holly clearly depended on her speed. Joanna just being outgunned or outstrengthed. Pena just being reckless. I think there's a little something that Santos could take from everybody and make sure she doesn't fall into that category. I'm just looking forward to the fight. I'm just talking. He said Chikagan as well. Yeah. Somebody said earlier, I think, who's that earlier said Manon and Chikagan should fight after the Maya fight. I would watch that. I would. Hopefully that's next. Stamina said I slyly want Shevchenko to link with Eugene Behrman and train with him for a while. I'd be fascinated what improvements would bring about. That's my fantasy match. Pierre Sigalovic. Valentina's skills are way better. Yeah. Yeah. Ulysses said Valentina is just too good. Yeah. Zava said Santos, Fiorot, Blanchfield, Gatto, pound for pound, are same level with strawweight elite, in my opinion. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? They're on the same level with strawweight elite? How so? They haven't done enough with. I don't even go there. Is that bait stamina? Because he said he's up to his old trick. So I'm not going to take that hook. There's a worm dangling on that hook, and I'm not taking that. I mean, I'm not taking that. They're on the same level with the strawweight elites. Are you serious? On the same level with unranked Andrade, unranked Joanna, former champion Zhang Wei Li, Marina Rodriguez, who's on a good 4-fight win streak, has a very solid resume that includes Tisha Torres, Carlos Esparza, Mackenzie Dern, Random Marco, Cynthia Calvillo. Really? Again, Carlos Esparza, former Invicta champion, former strawweight champion in the UFC. Those fighters are on the same level. Let me stop right there. Ulysses said Blanchfield ragdolls yawn. Oh, come on. We know that. But that's like a style thing, man. but she would get pieced up by Marina, possibly stopped. Brian Williams said not Blanchard Delgado. Well, really, none of them are. Like, I can't do that, man. The strawweight elite's been around for a minute, so none of them are. They're still in their triple, like I said, the triple threat stage where they have potential to be on that elite status. Once they get more bodies on their resume in the top 10, then yeah, they will be elite on that level. But Gatto's not. Even Santos is probably the closest one, but even Fiorot needs this one win or a couple more wins to say she's in that category with the girls like Tisha and Marina that have been fighting top 10 fighters, like even Carla, Sleight of mind. What's up? He said, what's the discussion? Just got in. Discussion was about Valentina and going on a title win streak, like maybe breaking DJ's win streak, or who on this list here could give Valentina a tough fight. Sleight of mind. Like, who do you think? Like, I already went through it. Like, but who do you think? Like, I said Taylor. I said Miesha Tate doesn't have a chance. I think Pena would probably have most of the chance if she could make 125 in Taylor. And, like I said, if Manon really looks brutal in this fight, maybe she'll have something. Mojo said Val's skills, her resume, her continuous improvement just above the current fighters. Yeah. James Prez, what's going on? He said the GOAT is the most skilled fighter in all MMA, males included. No one is touching her anytime. No, that's what I just got done saying before you got here. I was just kind of like, I could see her being that dominant champion now because, like, just don't get hit. You know what I mean? She just doesn't get hit. You know what I mean? Like, she just doesn't take that type of punishment. Like I said, Miesha Tate took more punishment, James. Miesha Tate took more punishment in the Ketlin Vieira fight than Valentina has in 10 fights. So that should tell you something. It should tell a lot of people something. As I said, that Blanchfield would throw around Rodriguez. Not even funny. At 125, but she's still not on that level. I mean, no, they're not the same. So wait a minute, James, I'm looking at the chart here. Jones and DJ are tied, right? They're both tied at 15, right? Slight of myself, I think all of them get starched. Pena didn't do terrible in that first bout, but Valentina is just superior. I don't know if she gets starched. Like, I don't think she would get, like, if you mean just like finished or like knocked out. I don't know if she would get like knocked out. I mean, she could possibly get pieced up, but I think she's the one that presents like a threat physically. Stamina said Pena's made 125 a whole 9 years ago, almost a decade, right? And has birthed the human sense. Forget her fight, even if not impossible. Right. We ain't even talking. Yeah, we ain't talking about that stuff. We saying if she entertained the idea and she looked good at the weight. Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what we said. That's what I said at the very beginning of the video. But anyways, as I said, males include here. We stop sniffing. No, we including all of that. We including all of that because we talking defense. Defense don't change for nobody. Hit and not get hit. That goes for men and women. Zaman, you know that. Ain't no simping over here. You can't tell me. You can't tell me any of these guys got defense like that. The only one that did was DJ. That's why his his title defense went so long. And John Jones, Like, even then, John Jones, he would get hit. But like when you talk defense, you talking like DJ. But that goes for every fighter. Hit and not get hit. And if you master that, male or female, you can be dominant. MMA artist said Valentina does combat sports since she was 5. It's her identity somehow. That's why she's so great. No one's beating her skill wise. They have to overpower and oversize her like Nunes did. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. MMA art. I mean, when you live it, breathe it, love it, and it's not just a job. It's like your third arm, or it's like your second heart, your second liver. Yeah, it's kind of hard to defeat that person. And the only thing that can stop your heart from ticking is what? Father Time, right? The only thing that can slow that heartbeat down is Father Time. But if it's your blood, man, like you can't really take that from the person. But if it's your second job, or if you're hustling on the side and you're not fully focused, then there's really no guarantee that you're always going to have it, right? That's why she don't have kids. She don't have a relationship, because this is her, right? So, I mean, that's the best way to put it. It's her identity. Definitely, definitely. James Presti's real definition: hit and not get hit. Right. You're right on that. Miesha Tate getting hit more. Yeah. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't see that being like an issue for Tate. It's not going to be an issue for Valentina. That's why I don't know why they want her to get that fight. Sliderman's opinion isn't fast enough for Val's counter strike. It would be too much work on the ground. All in all, I think Val gets it done pretty efficiently. Yeah, I mean, James President Jones has 11. Okay. Brian Williams said, thank you. Brian said Blanchfield is not elite. Yeah, like, Zaman, you just throwing bait out there, because why do you think I have her in the potential threat list? Because she's not elite yet. She has potential to get there. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Blanchfield is not elite. Ragdoll, Marina Rodriguez might counter the heck out of her. Podcast. I see Manon getting an upset on Val. Uh-oh. Hey, look, if it happened, hey, I'm a fan of Manon. That's why I like, hey, if she get it, hey, that'd be something. That would just show you that the competition level stepping up. Pocket said Taylor holding her down on the ground and gaining points. Ooh, yeah, that's tough, man. Sidemas, out of all of them, she presents the biggest threat. Who's that? Taylor. Brian Williams said skills, yes. No nifty. No. What are you saying there, Brian? Nifty? I know your autocorrect is on insane right now. So what is he saying, Brian? Skills, yes. No Nifty is saying Valentina would best amateur fighter. Would best a male fighter. Oh, okay. Ron Williams, he says skills, yes. No one is saying Valentina would best a male fighter. Exactly. Yeah, no one's saying she would best a male fighter. No, we're saying that what I just said earlier, skills apply. Skills apply to everybody. Like, you don't move your head, you're going to get hit, male or female. Walk into a check, right hook, you'll probably get knocked out, male or female, on the level that you're on. Right? Proving to get hit less in the majority of your career probably makes you one of the best defensive fighters, right? Male or female. You rate her skills that high, then do not act like any woman has any chance. Do not act like any woman has any chance. Taylor, etc. would be top 30 in males division. No, they still have a chance. Everybody has a chance because it depends on what's going down. You know what I mean? What happens in that particular fight. But we're not comparing them like again, like to say this person is the same as they are in the male division. We're talking about just skills alone. Dang, James Preston, I give Taila Santos 1 round max. 1 round. I if Valentina's gonna beat her, I think she beat her by this decision. I see Valentina winning by decision before I see her like dropping Santos out in 1 round. Because if anything, Santos might show a lot of respect in 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes. Because I would be surprised if anyone loses to her by split decision. Forget about beating her. Yeah, that's where I'm at, James. I've been saying that at the beginning of the video. I was like, I'm actually looking for somebody that can maybe pull off a draw or split decision. That might be another video. We're gonna discuss who can win at least 3 rounds or convince a judge on one card that they want to fight. Excuse me. Pierce said, skill wise, in my opinion, Val is top 10 male or female. She's just that good, but anything can happen. Right. Yeah, skill wise, I mean, why do you think I compare like her skills like to like Floyd? You know, because you don't really see that many type of fighters do that, even as males. You know, let's be real. Like, Zama, you gotta look at that too. Like, you don't see that many male fighters do that either. Like, why do you think I said Demetrius Johnson, one of the most skilled defensive fighters? People would call him boring. But like him, Floyd, in boxing, those are like the only two I can see where Val fits in. Like, she's not approaching it the same way as some of these other offensive minded fighters be. She's actually approaching it in a hit, not get hit way, in longevity type of way. Yeah, if she finishes Santos, that's where I'll be like, wow. Like if Santos goes out in like 2 or 3, I'll be like, dang. James Press said 3-2 Val. 3-2 maybe, but if 4-1 Val, I can see that happening too. I'm actually gonna be on that night. Maybe I'll call the fight. I mean, that's still 3 months away, but you know, yeah, I ain't promising that because I'm actually not gonna be on calling these fights with Manon and Maya and JoJo and Grass. I'm busy Saturday, so I was planning on it, but I'm not though. Mark Robinson said Holly dropped her, but she popped right back up. Yeah, she did, right? I mean, some people were arguing that Holly didn't drop her. I'm gonna go back and look at that fight again though. I mean, yeah, she got dropped and popped back up. She's supposed to flash knockdown. Mark Robinson said, I love Val, but honestly, I just wanted to see someone actually hurt her. He said he wants to see somebody hurt. Oh man, I don't know, man. Like, it's going to take like somebody with just like blind thinking to what she presents that just comes in with a good sequence of punches. You know what I mean? Like it just slips something in. I think it would be like the fight against Carmouche. Oh, you think Taila Santos versus? Oh yeah, would be like Carmouche. It could. I mean, if it turns out that way, I'm gonna be like, oh man, Santos, I'm losing respect. Listen to Zama. Zama says she would beat a lot of male fighters. Zama is crazy, man. Like, where did you hear that at? I mean, where did you where did you hear that at? I'm gonna let y'all answer that. Y'all answer him, man. I mean, who in here said she would beat men? Like, go ahead. Stamina, one of y'all answer him, man. I'm not even answering that. Like, we talking skills, and he talking about her beating men up. I mean, I already did videos talking about the difference between men and women. So, I, yeah, Stamina, right? He's like, it's simple. He said he doing it. There he is. He's putting it. Yeah. Paris, what's up? He said you have to muscle her around. Wrestling is the only thing beating Valentina. You know, that is like what Pena does well, man. Like that's why I say that that's the one thing that you need is like a high work rate. You got to be in close because you ain't gonna beat her striking. You ain't gonna beat her going by striking. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is Mojo. He just be making me laugh sometimes. So I'd be like, y'all answer him, man. Like, what is he talking about here? But yeah, let me see. Got about 3 more minutes. We're talking good conversation. So yeah, gonna be here another 10 minutes because I'm getting hungry. Let's see. Who do y'all got tomorrow? Not tomorrow, Saturday. Who do y'all got? Grasso or JoJo? All right. Who do y'all got? Let's go ahead and ask this question here real quick. Wood versus Grasso. Who do y'all got? For some of the new people in here that weren't in here yesterday, like I don't think Paris was. Slight of mine wasn't here yesterday. Who do y'all got? Wood or Grasso? Dang, everybody killing it. Boy, they're killing it. They're killing the Grasso. I was about to say, I was gonna say I'm the only JoJo in here. I'm gonna go fan pick. I'm gonna go JoJo, man. I'm gonna go with JoJo. Just something about the style matchup here. And if the style matchup doesn't work like I'm thinking it's gonna work, then it might be time for JoJo to go. See if like JoJo was facing like consecutive like grapplers, like how Murphy gave her trouble, how Santos and maybe uh, like a Jennifer Maya again, or she was having to have like an Andrade rematch or something like that. Then I would say, it's time for JoJo. But I think she has more of a chance here, just because of style. Just because of style here. Like, if you give JoJo space, she'll have more room to work, and if you can't hurt her, she'll keep fighting. She's a dog, man. Like that's the thing. JoJo's a dog. Grasso not so much. Grasso's more technical, but I think JoJo has great combinations. Like I like how she throws a combination, but she just get hit a lot. She just gets hit a lot though. That's something that I keep saying throughout videos. Like hoping somebody from maybe her team hears it because she gets hit a lot throughout her career. Like they never worked on defense. So if anything, that will be her downfall where she gets outpointed by Grasso. But if JoJo was able to push it into a tie clinch fight or land like combinations and head kicks and front kicks to the face, it's going to be interesting. So I think me and you, Pierre, we're the only ones going. Oh, Pierre and Brian. I think me, Pierre, and Brian are the only ones going for JoJo here. JoJo might be strong on the ground against Grasso. You know, I mean, Grasso got strong and she looked good against Macy, but Macy's just big. I'm gonna go fan pick on this one. I mean, my fan pick, my analyst pick, they sometimes collide. Analyst pick says Grasso. My fan pick, no, yeah, fan pick says JoJo. I'm gonna go with JoJo though. Yeah, she probably would have more. She probably really would have got KO'd. I mean, she was almost there, but you know, if Santos let her stand up, if Santos stood her back up, she probably would have got KO'd. But you know, she just went in and choked her out. Yeah, now we got somebody else baiting in here. BJ said Grasso got that dog and JoJo don't. You got it backwards, son. You just showed round by round with Macy and Grasso last night, and you saw the dog leave Grasso in the third round. You know Macy won that third round last night. I didn't see that dog against Carlos Esparza. How many finishes Grasso got in the UFC? How many times she take her foot off the gas? You got it twisted. Grasso's got more technique than JoJo with the boxing, but you know Grasso ain't got dog in her like that. Slight of mine said, imagine if Grasso pulls a Khabib Suarez and wrestles. How would you feel? If she did that, I'd be like, wow. I'd be like, okay, Grasso's on her way. I'd be like, Grasso's on her way. I mean, if she can pin JoJo's legs together, you know, constrict them like a anaconda and just start working JoJo, I'd be like, wow, okay. Okay. Let's see if you can do that Manon if you beat JoJo. Yeah, man. I think Grasso's got that wild card. You know, she has been working on the ground, so we'll see. Brian said JoJo outpoints anyone in that division except Valentina and Chikagan. And if Andrade was still around. And no, I don't think she outpoints Jennifer Maia. You know, I don't think she ever beats Jennifer Maia. You know, she's right there to be hit for fighters like Valentina Chikagan and Maia. Like Maia doesn't have the highest IQ, but Maia is gonna land on somebody that gives it to you. Mark said, I think Grass was also the better athlete, has a higher fight IQ. So I said, Brian, you're a little close to the window. Yeah, oh no, don't say that. Mark said Grasso hasn't shown the kill switch thus far. Exactly. I mean, that's it. Marcus just said it. Look, I mean, that shuts everything down. That's period right there. Bottom line. Grasso hasn't showed the kill switch thus far. Throughout the whole UFC, right? I mean, she showed the skills. Yeah, bar none. I mean, boxing, love it. Footwork, love it. The improvement on the ground game, love it. But who has she finished? Hasn't finished anybody yet. At least JoJo got some finishes, right? Not a great deal of finishes, but you know, Shama say feels like flyweight division is most active. Feels like every week there's at least one. It is. I mean, it is. You know, yeah, we usually get like at least one, but yeah, there's usually like two or three on a card, right? Unless somebody cancels. Ryan said, "No, I'm saying if it's just a point." Oh, you mean like just a point fighting thing? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If it's just a point fight, got you, got you, got you, got you. Got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. JoJo can score points. Like, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because if you're talking just like points when it comes to Caitlyn, like she's the master under Valentina. Slight Mouse and Grasso is so lax in her fights. It's like she thinks she's always up on points or something. Yeah, yeah, she do have like a relaxed style to it. Like I like her stance. Like she has a stance kind of like some of these, Mexican boxers. In boxing. That's why I be waiting for her to go at it like Chavez or something, man. You know what I mean? But it's like she steps back off the gas sometimes. That's why I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Like she got to go in there and thrash JoJo for me to think she's gonna be a threat for flyweight. She's kind of in that limbo zone. You know what I mean? Like I would put her in that limbo zone with Andrea Lee. Like they look good in certain situations, but how big of a threat are they to the elite flyweights and the champion? Like these big strong ones like Santos and Fiorot, they look in the part. They look in their part. And if Fiorot goes in there, dispatches with Maya or dominates, then she surpasses Grasso. MMR said Grasso will win the first 2 rounds and chill the last round, like she did against Macy. Yeah. Slight hand said Grasso looked like a world beater against Carolina. Yeah, I remember watching that fight that night, and I was like, you know, first thing I said was Carolina don't need to be in here. That was the first thing I said. Carolina don't even need to be in here anymore. Hmm. Yeah, man. Okay, who else now? I did. Okay, we said Wood versus Grasso. Everybody's pretty much picking Grasso. I think only three of us are picking Grass. JoJo. Okay, who do y'all got in the big one here? Big one, but it's on the doggone prelims. All right, y'all know. Okay, who do you got? Who do you got? Who do you got? Manon versus you got Maya versus Firo. Maya versus Firo. Who do y'all got? I'm gonna go with Firo Manon in this one for me. Jama said Grasso versus KK was like watching Mosca versus Mazo. Super easy target doesn't mean a lot. No, I didn't really mean a lot. No, it was just fun to watch. But yeah, That's why I said Carolina didn't need to be in there. Brian said, "Gotta go check y'all tomorrow on BJ's round by round." Yes, sir. Be easy, Brian. Oh, a lot of people said Manon here. Surprisingly, BJ said Manon, but he put an asterisk by it. I know it's not Montana, so of course you got to change the tone. I know that. You got to change the tone whenever it comes to Manon. Talking about Maya can beat her. Of course she can beat her. We know that. How you gonna sit here and say you can sit here and say Manon can lose this fight? Of course he can lose this fight. Anybody can lose a fight. But we talking about what Maya is gonna bring to the table. Like, is she gonna step out the box? That's the real question. When you didn't do anything or do enough in the Chikagan fight, almost lost to the Jessica I fight. You know what I mean? And of course, you can say there's an asterisk by it because we're saying this is the test. She's stepping up 9 spots. But do you really believe that? Is she gonna win? Well, that's an asterisk by anybody though. It's not mine. I mean, you hold yours in a different way. Like I'm just saying that anything can happen. Then you make it sound like there is. You have to say okay, like no, no, Manon's going. It's like you still don't want to fully give. I know what you're doing, BJ. I ain't gonna take that bait though, because if it was Montana, you would say Montana going to destroy mine. I know that. And Stamina said, "I know way more about Maya. How battle tested is Firo? Can she weather the storm?" That's all the questions that we want to see answered. That's all the questions that we're going to get answered in this fight. I mean, basic math. When a fighter's stepping their game up, we say, okay, this is where they are going to answer those questions, right? I mean, if it was Chikagan, we'd be saying, okay, Chikagan's going to win because, she's done this and that. It's going to be a closer fight, right? But this is one where we got to ask those questions like, is her defense good enough? Like, will her speed give Maya problems? How tough is she? He just said Manon isn't as proven as Maya. Yes, 2+2. Manon is a tough match. Maya is a tough matchup for anyone. Yes, yeah, we say that over and over. I know you just kind of going out your way because, yeah, you said you're a fan. Like, I'm not just speaking in fan perspective or styles. I'm just saying that this is a test. But I also see that, unlike you'll say, I'll still say that Manon has some tools here that could overwhelm Jennifer Maya. That's still possible. Because why? Though we know Jennifer Maya is battle tested, she also has looked almost just as disappointing, right? So if somebody that appears to be dominant and looks like they have the hunger and they bring a particular style like Manon that's similar to Caitlin Chikagan, they could go in there and do the same thing, maybe even worse, right? Because we say, yeah, she's durable, she's tough. Some of y'all think she gave Valentina a tough fight, but I was like I said, I had to go back and look and say, no, she just survived. She gained a little experience, but didn't prove too much in the Caitlyn rematch or even the Jessica I fight, right? So yeah, she's fought more formidable opponents, but will it translate into this fight? That's why she's fighting down, because she didn't keep her spot when she fought Caitlyn Chikagan in a rematch. She couldn't do it. Yeah, I call. Yeah, I think I did that fight, that Corinne. I did that Corinne fight. She weathered a lot of storms. That girl's tough, man. Yes, I never call her a can. I've seen her fight. That's why I gave her more credit, but no more credit for who she is, because like she weathered that pressure and like beat that girl down and like took it to the ground a few times in that fight, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because I called that fight. So I mean, out of since then she's gained experience, and if you sit back, I mean, she might just tee off on you. Like if Jennifer Maya chooses to sit back, she'll just tee off on her in this one. So But I see most people picking Manon by decision. Zama said if you're about 100 sidekicks. Mari said if Maya is only going to throw repetitive 1-2s, Manon all day. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though, man. I just have to go with the one that has the momentum behind them because Maya just has not been giving us results. Like, just hasn't been showing results. I thought she was like, but I don't know. Yeah, Mojo. Yeah. I did a round by round on that fight too. I thought Manon won that fight against Leah McCourt because she actually did better on the ground and pound too. Like when she got top position, she had better ground and pound. I thought she was stronger. She definitely won exchanges on the feet too. As I mean, she definitely won the stand up game against Leah McCourt. I think she definitely has improved more than Leah McCourt, throughout the past few years too. But yeah, I'm gonna do these prediction videos tomorrow, just in case people didn't watch the stream or they didn't scrub through here. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the night, y'all. I'm about to bounce up out of here. Let me just close this stuff out. Mark said I said before that Maya has never lost 2-0. It's impossible. It's possible that Manon is really dialed in after coming back after the loss, looking for vengeance. Yeah, I remember you said that yesterday, and I was just thinking that that could be it. But I know that the Jessica I fight was not like a dominant victory. You know what I mean? Like it's a W on paper, but there was some close moments in there. So yeah, we'll see. I'm expecting a good fight though. But I'm getting up out of here, y'all. Like always, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button. Do that. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I saw some new people in here today, so shout out to the new folks in here. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe and like. If y'all do that, I'll keep on getting on here. Keep on doing this. But yeah, shout out to everybody in chat. Probably drop some videos later on tomorrow. And yeah, Zama said that was a typical Cage Warriors home cooking. It was. I thought Manon won that fight. I did. MMA Art said, please do it round by round for the Nunes Rousey fight. I could actually do it 5 times that night, right? That's how short it was, right? I could do it 5 times in a row if you want. Yeah, I'll do one though. I'll keep a note of it. But I'm out, y'all. Like always, Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.